context connectors. So if this is your role, take a second to jot your name at the top of this page somewhere, as well as record that this is literature circle number 1 and input the reading assignment that you completed for this. So that would be, I think it's pages 3 through 12 in chapter 1. Context connectors, you have research to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preview what you're going to work on today, and then I'm going to talk about how you're going to lead your discussion on Wednesday. So notice what it says right here, which is what context should I research? Ms. Rose will tell you what concepts would be helpful for fully understanding this section of reading. So I have to actually show you that. So if you look here, context connectors, of which, that's Ben, Elani, Alyssa, and Alex. Hey. Shout out, you guys are the first context researchers. So there are 3 options of topics that if you understood more about, it would add to your understanding of what's going on at the novel in this point in time. So the first piece of context that you could choose to research is the spring of 1944, aka all the events that are happening as sort of like the World War II and the Holocaust are sort of accelerating towards a close. You could also do some more research on Kabbalah, what Kabbalah is, how it's practiced, and the mysticism at the heart of it, so you can understand more about what who Eli is and why he's striving for this. Or you could do more research on ghettos and what they are, what the conditions were like, and how, therefore, connecting to how Eli might feel within that. So take a second, choose one of these topics. You do not have to choose the same ones. You do not have to choose different ones, but each of you needs to pick one of these 3 topics and write it down right here under what context should I research. So I'm going to pretend that you wrote down Kabbalah for the sake of this. So you've written Kabbalah right here. Now you actually have to research it. Research your context. Skim through 3 to 4 websites that teach you about this topic. Don't just choose the first ones you find, because I'm telling you, I know what the first website you find is when you Google all of these things, and it's not necessarily your best information. Your job is to choose 2 websites worthy of printing to bring with you to next class's literature circle, to read everything thoroughly, and then complete the following chart to organize your research. I highly suggest printing your websites because I won't allow you to bring your iPads into this conversation. So let's say you chose Kabbalah. The website that you found that's really, really good is kabbalahtoday.org/blah, blah, blah, /blah, blah, blah, /blah, blah, blah. You don't have to write down all the blah, blah, blahs. You're just going to write in this box right here, kabbalahtoday.org, similar to like a judaismtoday.edu, just like the shortened version of your website. Then you need to take some notes on what you learned from this website that's worth sharing, teaching people more about what Kabbalah is. This space is open to you to take notes in, but I suggest 3 or 4 strong bullet points to share with your group. And then you have to say, okay, so I learned all of this about Kabbalah from my first website. Answer the following question. How does this information help us to better understand Eli or his situation in 2 or 3 sentences? So you're going to write to me about how learning more about Kabbalah makes you understand more of why he is so insistent on learning it, because blah, 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 blah. 2 to 3 strong sentences, correct grammar, and spelling as best you can. And then you're going to do it again with a different website, not kabbalahtoday.org. You're going to find some sort of kabbalahforDummies.edu, and you're going to take notes, and you're going to explain how this helps Eli understand his situation. So context connectors, your job is really, you're going to spend at least half of class looking through the internet to find good websites. You're going to print them, and then you're going to staple them to this sheet and prepare your notes. But that's not all. Because even though you complete this during class today, you still have to be prepared to lead the discussion on Wednesday. So if you flip your paper over, it will tell you how to do that. So you are second in the literature circle. First, the plot person's going to go. You're going to wait. They're going to pass the floor to you. And then you are going to say, hi, my name is Miss Rose and I'm your context connector. And you're going to introduce the context that you researched, what you learned, and how it helps us to better understand the reading, or Eli. I do not want you to just read your written work to us. I want you to refer to it, but not read from it. So I learned more about this, and what I learned is this, and it was so cool, and I learned this, and this, and this, and why, and it helps me understand Eli better because. Don't present each website. Consider that you are presenting the idea as a whole. If you like list websites, people get bored. We're looking to take all the prep work that you have done and create 3 to 4 minutes of spoken words where you can express what you learned and how it connects to Ellie. Then, after you finish sharing in 3 or 4 minutes, with your remaining 4 to 6 minutes, you have to lead the discussion. You're going to choose a few questions to discuss with your peers until your time runs out. And here are 4 pre-made questions that you can look at for this. Consider that now you know more about Kabbalah. Does this change how you understand the reading? And someone's going to have to, speak up and explain how they feel about this. Or maybe your group mates responded, you asked the second question. What did you think before learning this context? What do you think now? So what did you think about Kabbalah before you learned about it? What do you think about Kabbalah now? Well, before I thought it was just Judaism, but now I kind of understand that it's more blah, 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 blah. What other context could one research to gain a deeper understanding? Or how does Ellie's background or his context impact who he is as a person? Any of these 4 questions is going to get you discussion for at least 4 to 6 minutes. Pick 1 or 2 maximum. We don't want to talk through all of them with one person answering and then move on. We want to create a discussion. While you're having this discussion, you, as the leader, is not only responding to what is being said, but you are recording the information, 2 to 3 insightful things that your peers bring up when they answer your questions. And then, while other people are presenting, for example, while the plot person was presenting, you are going to record something insightful that they said. You can record 2 to 3 insightful things in total across the whole presentation. It doesn't have to be per role. But your goal is to have 4 to 6 bullet points of information in here between when you lead and when other people lead to capture the essence of your group's conversation. With about 30 seconds left, when your time's almost up, you need to summarize what was said. So you're going to say, well, okay, so remember in our discussion of context, we learned more about Kabbalah. I taught you about this and this and this. And most importantly, you guys noticed that this changed how you understood Kabbalah because now you think versus before you think. So I've not only summarized the sharing, but I've summarized the leading. Then your goal, you have to pass the conversation on to the next person, of which this time it is your question creator. You did it. Nice job. At the end of your discussion, you are going to reflect and give me a 1 to 2 sentence answer about what is worth sharing in the whole group debrief. And you're going to fill in some stars and give me like a phrase rating of your literature circle. You can make this as silly or as serious as you would like. That is your role, Context Connectors. To review, you are filling out the front of this worksheet based on one of the 3 chosen areas of context you can do more research about. You were recording websites, taking notes, and connecting it to Ellie, his situation, the Holocaust, the reading at large. You're printing the websites you bring, and it might even help to annotate them personally because you want to be able to refer back to them, and I won't let you have your iPad. Once you complete this, you're done for today. But you should also preview and decide what questions you want to ask to lead the discussion and make sure you know what your role is. Finally, again, if you need help, I am here before school, during advisory, or after school tomorrow to clarify this for you because we are having a literature circle on Wednesday with or without you. Capiche? Kaposh. Great. Get to it, people.